Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thrilled to be here in front of you all. First to the media, be kind to me today. It's my day, so you celebrate me. I believe most of you know me as Fatima Jabbie, and officially now Fatima Maada. I'm the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and I'm here because I was invited by the American International University, that has given me the opportunity to bestow on me a doctorate degree for humane letters. The humane letters is the fact that they have seen the work that I do in my field as an activist, as a voice for the voiceless, as somebody who is very passionate of what I do, and a changer, somebody who believes that we need to change certain things in Africa. Now, my focus has been on girls and women, and that is where most of you will know about my campaign called the Hands Off Our Girls campaign, which focuses on rape issues and early marriage, teenage pregnancies. And the reason why I focus on rape, early marriage, and teenage pregnancies, because I believe if we can curtail all of those issues, then the scourge of infant and child mortality in Africa will reduce, HIV will reduce, fistula will reduce, and I think we also as women will have our dignity back, and will have our freedom to be able to be part of a society and not worried about somebody raping us or somebody forcing us into early marriage. We will have our independent voices to really do our own things the way we wanted to do it. I know we're doing a press conference, but I don't want to just be talking for talk's sake. And I'm hoping that you guys have done your own research and you will ask me questions that will focus on my work. I don't answer personal questions anymore. Don't mind me, but that's what it is. Personal questions or something that you want to ask me that you feel is personal, you can use my Facebook page and inbox me, and I'll answer you privately. If you want to ask me a question, I would appreciate it. It focuses around my work, or it focuses around Sierra Leone or the Gambia or Africa, then I would truly appreciate to answer that questions. So I don't want to lead you on. I don't want to give you the questions that you should be asking me. I've introduced myself, and my work focuses around gender equality. My work focuses myself around the safety of girls and the safety of our children. And I believe that empowering a girl and giving girls the opportunity to go to school, remain in school, and finish their education is the best thing that you can do for Africa today. And we are working on that track. Now that is the footstep we're following, because our president, retired Brigadier Julius Maada is one of Africa's champions of education. He believes that if we are to be a nation that is fit for purpose, we have to have a population that is educated, enlightened, and exposed. And that is what we are all working to. The government of His Excellency, everybody is focusing on making sure education becomes the #1 priority in our country, and we are all fitting in our own ways of helping, making sure that education stays as what it is, free, and have the quality, and that everybody who goes through our education system will come out of there and be ready for the challenges that are ahead of us. So the free quality education, because of that, we are able to now give out free sanitary pads to girls, and we're giving free sanitary pads to girls because we realize that girls are struggling when they see their menstruation. In Africa, most of them don't have sanitary pads, and because of that, they will stay out of school. Now, if you calculate the number of days that those girls don't go to school, we're talking about a whole term in a year, because they will miss at least 84 days a year out of school. 84 days is like missing out the whole term. There is no way you would want to talk about equality if a girl will miss 84 days a year out of school just because of something that is not of their own making. Menstruation is a natural occurrence, and we have to accept that, and we have to give our girls the opportunity to remain in school. So with that, we decided that it is best for us to give out free sanitary pads, and through the free quality education, also our campaign for Hands Off Our Girls continue, which is focused on the issue of rape. We have managed to reduce the statistics on rape in Sierra Leone today drastically, because a lot of people are even scared to be arrested. Now the girls of Sierra Leone, if you are under 18 years old, they call you Fatima's children. And if you are Fatima's children, no one should touch you. The girls are free to go about their businesses and focus on their education, because now it's education. It is the time for us to give them the opportunity to excel. So really, I'm very happy coming back to the Gambia, and every time I come to the Gambia, I feel refreshed and happy, and seeing colleagues and seeing young people that I have known before now, and seeing brothers and sisters that I have worked with in a different field here, also doing and growing and establishing themselves in the Gambia, making me a very happy woman. And I'm very happy also that as much as I spent my teenage years to my adult years in the Gambia, I have also built a network of family in Sierra Leone that are with me everywhere I go. And I want to also commend and appreciate all of them for always supporting the cause. We always try to fight a right cause and a just cause. You know, of course, it's like fighting corruption. Anything you fight that is a social norm, they fight back about it. But I started calling names and, you know, calling institutions that I know are prone into rape. I name them and I shame them. So I've been doing that, and I have a huge coalition when it comes to our campaign. And the first people or the first institution that signed up to that coalition are the police. The police are my biggest champion right now, because I called out their names, I name and shame them, and they joined me in my campaign. And they realized that, yes, somebody have to say something. So to your question, I have a very cordial relationship with the security forces, both the police and the military. I work with them, and all of them are with me when I campaign. When we go out, even when we go out to do an advocacy campaign, I'll have the police come with their message of solidarity, and I'll have the military come with their message of solidarity. We go around the country, all of us. They don't sit in their offices. When I go, I take them with me, because people need to understand that even the law enforcement officers are with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I am Abdullah Dabo from Paradise TV. Madam, congratulations and welcome home. All what you've mentioned prior, it has shown that they are reactive measures. Are you also embarking on proactive measures to ensure that all these social norms are manifested in order to empower girls or women? Thank you.
It's not easy, but we have the most supportive president today when it comes to gender issues. And the president has changed so much laws in favor of women. Policies that you would not imagine an African president will touch. The president have touched those policies, which include the rights of a child, which now we have an established special court for rape. If you are raped, the president has changed the law. Before, you rape a child and then you will just get a slap in the hand and that's it. You go away. Now, if you are found guilty in court, you are sentenced to 15 years minimum. So that is a deter. That is making people understand that this is not a joke, and we are not joking. But we have the total support of the government of Sierra Leone, and our biggest champion, who is right at the front of the campaign on all gender issues in our country, is the president himself. So yes, he's there.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. I am Asad Sisi from the Point newspaper. Madam First Lady, congratulations on your new achievement. My question is, what do you think should be done to reduce rape in Africa, and how do we promote girl child education?
That is exactly what we are doing. The campaign Hands Off Our Girls, it's not only a Sierra Leonean campaign today, it's a global campaign. And that's the reason why I had the opportunity to be appointed as the champion for African sanitation and hygiene in Africa under the African Union. And I'm also now the Education Plus champion under the United Nations. So, I mean, again, like I said, rape, if we stay silent on it, then we are also contributing to that rape. The voices has to be heard. We have to speak up for the voiceless, and we should be protecting them. I have done my bit, and I continue to do my bit. I have the loudest voice today in Africa when it comes to gender issue. I have the loudest voice when it comes to children's issue in Africa, and I do not mince my word when I speak. I don't speak from a script, because when you speak from a script, you are programmed. I don't speak from a script when it comes to gender issues, when it comes to children's affairs. I speak from the heart because I believe that it needs to stop and something needs to change.
Good afternoon and congratulations, Madam First Lady. My name is Binta Jalo from iAfrica TV. I want to ask, you are currently running a campaign called Hands Off Our Girls, and in Sierra Leone, of course. And it has made a big...
If you come on my stage and contest as a beauty queen in this country, you are classed as a wayward girl. They just like, you know, you like, oh, now she follow Fatima Jabbie. That was it. And I felt for those girls, but I did have girls that were determined and they were ready to do it. That's a competition. I was the first person who was given a vehicle here. When you win the Face of the Gambia, I'll give you a vehicle just for an incentive, just so that a girl would have the voice to say whatever they wanted to say and do whatever they wanted to do. And at that time, I have to be very grateful to the then government because they supported the project. Not support it financially, but they give me the enabling environment to make sure that I was able to reach out to as many girls in this country as possible. And most of those girls today, I am so proud of what they have become. I see them on TV, I see them on radio, I see them owning their own businesses, I see them excelling in so many things that they, in reality, they would not have. I used to go to hairdressing salon. My mom stopped going to a hairdressing salon because there was a mother in a hairdressing salon where my mom went to do her hair. And the mother said, oh, everybody, my children, my husband, everybody talk about Fatima, Fatima, Fatima in my house. I wish I could just kill that girl. My mom was sitting there. She said nothing. She packed up her bag and she left that hairdressing salon. And that was the last time my mother went to a hairdressing salon. Just because I wanted to empower girls. I wanted to give voices to these girls. And that happened here in the Gambia. But I've been blessed with opportunities with so many women who I have worked with. You know, one such woman is sitting here, Fatima Kamara. We were classed as the wild street girls of the Gambia. That is how bad it was. But we believe in what we wanted to do. We know our direction, we know exactly what we wanted to do. So from that thirst of knowing that you can actually bring a change in a society, because I have girls before I left and finally, turned back my focus to Sierra Leone, I have a troopers of girls who were standing for themselves and they would not allow anybody bring them down again. So I left as a satisfied woman and went to Sierra Leone. And then when God gave me this blessing and opportunity to be a first lady, I now have a bigger platform, and a platform that enabled me to be able to do more. And this time, I will not be selective of who to help. I can do it for everybody and open my hands to everyone who wants to help. So, really, I will tell you, my experience here in the Gambia emboldened me and gives me more zest and gives me the confidence to go out and say, let me find a way of changing the world. And that's what I'm doing. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Mahmoud from Paradise TV. I have a few questions, but I will just go them one after the other that you mentioned. In any activity, the most important and the most vital thing needed is funding. And the office of the First Lady is not an act of parliament in Sierra Leone. So where is this funding coming from? Do you have partners that you're working with, or is it coming from your pocket?
It cannot come from my pocket, sir. What we do as a First Lady, you should have a personal relationship with your people. That is what you should have. Most of my campaign are funded by Sierra Leoneans themselves. Like I said, when I wanted to start the free sanitary pad, I went on national TV and I asked the Sierra Leoneans to believe in the project. If they believe in your project, wonders does happen. I do functions, I do fundraising, I do dinners, I do concerts. I go out myself as a First Lady and I sell tickets like any market woman in Banjul Market. I do that because I'm doing it for my people. So my fundraising drive has grown from raising $10,000 to raising the $1 million that I need for my project. And I do that once a year, sometimes twice a year. And every single penny I raise when it comes to my position as a First Lady is invested totally back to the country. And what God has blessed me with, God has blessed me with a group called the JMB Women's Wing and Associate Members. All qualified people, everybody have money of their own, and they don't work for government. Only few people work for government in that group. And when I want $50,000, they will raise it in 1 hour. That is the blessing. And they don't raise it by going out and fake checks, no. They will count the money there and put it because they believe in the cause. So the Hands of Our Girls is not my campaign, it's the people's campaign. And the people fund the campaign. The government of Sierra Leone also, when they see the need that this is something that we need to do, and they wanted to use my service to go around the country, they funded. And that is why the office of the First Lady is under the office of the President. So the President has the sole right to choose who he wants to take his campaign, where he wants them. The President has empowered me as the First Lady to take the Hands of Our Girls campaign to the people. So which means if I have to go, they have to buy my petrol. If I have to sleep there, they have to pay my hotel bill.
Thank you very much once again. Now, as far as youth countries.
For me, I believe that Africa has a lot of issues, and every First Lady has something they're very passionate about. But I believe one issue that we all have in common is the issue of rape and the issue of early marriage. And I'm hoping and praying that African First Ladies will see this as not a threat to their husband's position, but they will see this as an opportunity to change the world. I am not in any champion, but then my plea will be to them, let us champion things that are sensible. Let us champion things that are of our making and we can stop them. Let us champion issues that will actually give women voice and give them the freedom. There is no greater campaign we will have as First Ladies than having African women be part of nation building and be free and be competitive as men and have the same opportunity as men. I don't think anything will be bigger than that.
Again from iAfrica TV. Madam, you are seen as a very strong woman. I want to know where you draw this inspiration from.
My mother. My mother don't speak, she just acts and does what she thinks is right. I have a very, very strong mother. And even when I said no to my marriage at the age of 12, I had my mother's back in 100%. She stood behind me and said, do not do the mistake that I did. And then she stayed silent and watched me and my dad fight. So my mom has always been there. And I think she is my campaigner-in-chief.
This will be my final question. You mentioned rape, and rape is a very big problem in our African society, and it's something that you are fighting to end. And you've mentioned that in Sierra Leone now, the minimum sentencing the person can get for rape is 15. You personally and your activities that you are engaging on, how many rape cases have you driven to see that it passed through court and one is sentenced?
I am not in charge of the judiciary.
Not per se in terms in charge of the judiciary, but seeing that a victim is victimized and make sure the perpetrator is being dragged to court and something is done about it.
That's the thing. I am not in charge. Everybody have a role to play. That's why I said I have a huge coalition that works with me. I have the police. First, if you're raped, you go to the police. The police now will take your case and refer it to the family support unit. The family support unit is their job to take that case to the court. Before they go to court, family support unit will take you to the hospital and you are assessed, and then we have a medical report. The medical report is what we will now use to prepare our case and go to court. I'm not at the front of those details, because which means I will be the one going to court and give evidence. What I do is every month I call a stakeholder meeting where everybody will have to come and explain what they have done that month. And that is from the lawyers. We have female lawyers whose job is to make sure any case that goes to court that is of rape, we have female lawyers that will now be the one to help the victims free of charge. We have female doctors. Any hospital today that a rape victim is taken and one of our members is there, they automatically take over the case so that nobody will suffer with the case. And that doctor is the one who makes the report, and that doctor is the one who will go to court to give evidence, because I cannot go to court to give evidence, which means if I go to court and give evidence, of course, the judge will have to rule in my favor, because I don't think they will think, but then the professionals whose job is for them to be able to take this case to court, they all do their own little until it gets to court. What I do is I campaign. And then when they give me statistics, if they tell me this month the statistics has risen, I go back and say, no, this is what is happening. If they name a district where the rape is rising instead of reducing, I name the district and I say, no, you are doing this, and then engage more stakeholders and get them involved. So we have a chain work where everybody is involved one way or the other. What I'm doing now to make it more easier for rape victims, I'm building a state-of-the-art excellence center, we call it, because I don't want it to have a stigma on it. It's a safe home. In that safe home, when a victim is brought to that safe home, in a room, there will be a monitor there, so that the victim, because all what I'm explaining to you now, every time they go to the hospital, they have to explain what happened to them. When they go to the police, they have to explain what happened to them. When they go to family support unit, they have to explain what happens to them. When they go to courts, they will have to give evidence of what happened to them. I'm trying to reduce that. So when you come to my safe home, in a room, only one person will interview you. Everybody who would be part of that case will have a place where they sit and they watch you through the monitor. From that monitor, everybody take a statement so that the victim is not victimized twice. That is what I'm working towards, because I really want to have a state-of-the-art, just as it is in the Western world, where a victim will not feel pressure, or they go to you, they remember certain details, and then when they come to this other person, they forget that details, and because of that, you will go to court and not get the justice that they deserve. Now, everybody will be there together. When the victim gives her statement, everybody should be there. From the doctor, the nurse, family support, the police, the judiciary, everybody that is concerned, including the lawyer that will represent the girl, they will all be there. They will all be hosting an office in that building. So everybody will take the same statement. So your statement will not be different from the police statement. And if the police said we've lost the file, the doctor will provide their own file because it will be the same. If the family support unit says, well, unfortunately, we had accident on the road, the file, because these are things that is happening in Africa. You go to court, and then they said, where's the file? Unfortunately, the file has gone missing. So all of those things are making sure we tighten those loopholes so that we do not have those problems in the future when we go to court. I don't know if that answers your question, sir.
Good afternoon once again. Abdullah Dawo, Paradise TV. Well, Ma, do you have plans on the way to make sure that your initiative stretches across Africa? And if so, how progressive is it?
I cannot be the first lady of every African country.
I mean your initiative, not your personality per se.
Well, the one first lady that I worked with when you come to rape issue and early marriage is the first lady of Liberia. Reason being is we share border. So we have perpetrators, when they commit crime in Sierra Leone, they run to Liberia easily. And the same thing happened in Liberia, because it's a stone throw. When they do the same thing in Liberia, they will run to Freetown, they will run to Sierra Leone and come and hide. So now what we have agreed, if any perpetrator run to any of these countries, we hunt you down and send you back to your country. So which means I have to collaborate with the First Lady of Liberia. And when she launched the She Is You movement, I was there to support her. I launched the Hands of Our Girls first. She came and supported the campaign, including the First Lady of the Gambia. They all came to launch the Hands of Our Girls campaign. When the First Lady of Liberia wanted to launch She Is You movement, she also called me, and I went there with other First Ladies. We launched it. Like I said, every First Lady have what is their priority. I cannot impose my priority on them, but I'm hoping that they will see this as not priority, just a case, but they see it as necessity that Africa truly needs this. Yay, they're done. First thing, GPS is here. They came in late, so they're trying to see if they can have a 10 minutes interview with you. I can only do here. No, okay. I'm hungry. Okay. Well then, that's it. Are you all done? One more? Okay, we'll let her do one more. Thank you. The thing is off.
Okay, my name is Leone from Star TV. I mean, considering the fact, the stigma attached to child marriage and rape in Africa, what are some of the challenges you face, after this fight?
What are the challenges?
The challenges, you face while, after this campaign.
The perpetrators will always fight back. When I won the Hands Off Our Girls campaign, the men, they said, hands off our pockets. So they're telling me that the girls are going after their money in their pocket. And I actually went back to try and educate them. But today I can tell you, no man in Sierra Leone would want to chase a little girl because they would not want to be my friend. Let's just put it that way. With early marriage, what we have seen now is because of the free quality education, we have more girls in school, and the campaign of the Hands Off Our Girls all over the country has kept the girls in school. So normally before first term, you'll have a whole classroom full of people, but then by the second term, 30 or 40% of the people who have dropped out of those classes will be female. It's not the case anymore. Now you will go back, after first term, you will find 95% of girls are still there. So which means the message is in every household. And there is nowhere in Sierra Leone, there is no household in Sierra Leone that does not know the campaign Hands Off Our Girls. In fact, you have in the provinces or some rural areas, they believe that Hands Off Our Girls is a law. We still have to explain to them that no, it is not a law, it's just a campaign for you to know this should not happen to your child. But if it does happen, this is what you need to do. We go back to them and explain to them. Because even now, as I speak to you, if I am not in the country and someone is raped, they go on social media. If they can't find any means of reaching me, they go on social media and say, my first lady, somebody have raped my daughter in this province or in this village or this blah blah. So I'll get to see those things and I'll alert the police to look into it immediately. So the challenges are there, but the opportunity of them understanding that this is a problem that they themselves will not want to be part of has made it much rewarding.
I mean, as a Gambian, how does it feel like being first lady in a different country?
Do you want the Sierra Leonean to beat Leone?
She came here to see
Oh well, you know what? I am an African first lady. Does that answer your question? But I mean, I will say this to you with pride. My Sierra Leonean upbringing and my Gambian culture is what has prepared me for this role. So I am a very proud person. Thank you so very much.